Hi, everyone. I'm Henry DeVries with Agency Rainmaker TV, and this is where we help you make it rain with right fit clients. That's what it's about. That's what it's about for agency owners and marketing communications owners. And we have an agency owner with us today, Russell Trahan of PR Public Relations of Orlando, Florida. How are you doing today, Russell?
Doing very well, Henry. Thank you for having me here today.
Well, we're very honored that you're on the faculty of Indie Books and that you are a author and part of the Indie Books family, and you're always willing to share. So, but first, why don't you talk about the who of PRPR? Who do you serve?
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you. For the past 25 years, PRPR has served exclusively professional speakers, consultants, and nonfiction authors. But even within that market, we niche to those speakers and consultants and authors who are looking to position themselves in front of a B2B market. The owners, executives, entrepreneurs, and C-suite decision makers in the B2B market, those that are looking to hire for conventions, conferences, and corporate events, meeting and event planners in trade, industry, and business association markets.
So, I'm an author
Yes.
and a recovering agency owner, and and I'm a client who've used the service. So, um, what I like so much about it is it's hard to find something that's a guarantee in publicity, and
Yes.
you come as close to an ironclad guarantee of anything I've ever heard of. Why don't you describe it?
Well, for the past 25 years, to repeat myself, if I may, PRPR has a track record of getting 100% of our clients' placements. I always say I hate to waste my time and your money. So, quite frankly, if I don't think I can get you placements, I won't take you on as a client. Um, we know who we serve and who we can get placements for. So and we know our target market and who we can place. So we would love to help as many people as we can, but if you're have a book that's not going to fit within our wheelhouse of trade, industry, and association magazines, we probably will recommend another agency to you because it's just not worth it for us to have you come to us later and say, Russell, I'm not getting anything from your publicity. So
So, in that, I know as a client that you are very nice about it, but you'll give pushback that um, editors are not looking for that type of article, or editors are not looking for you to be an echo chamber where you're just quoting all other people in it. Um, you have other tips and things that you use with people to get those results. So it's not magic. You're getting 100%. It's giving editors what they want. And
exactly.
tell us about your book. So very proud to publish your book
Oh, thank
because you give the secrets away in your book.
I'm happy to. It's not rocket science, but there is a finesse to it. It is an art to article writing. It's article writing is not like book writing. It's not like speech writing. There is a style to it. You have to think through your content and through the editor to the readership. It's positioning your message to that readership in a manner that they want to hear it. We always say in article writing, no I's, we's, or me's. You want to write in the you tense. You don't want to say, I solved this company's problems and I made them this much money. I solved this businessman's problems, this business person's problems, and they paid me this much money for it. Editors will never run that type of article. They'll say, if you want to take out an ad, take out an ad. I'm not running that article. But If you do an article where it says you may have this problem, here are 5 steps how you can solve it. You may be in this situation. Here are 6 myths that you can get out of it. That's the type of article that editors are looking for. And when you say that type of thing, here's how you can solve this problem. Here's how you can improve this situation. Not only are readers more likely to see themselves in that situation, not only are they more likely to buy into the content of your article, but they're more likely then to take that action step at the end of the article. Because see, we're going to attach a bio paragraph to the end of each article. That about you, that's where the publicity comes in. That's where we're going to talk about you as a speaker or as a consultant. That's where we're going to say about your book. And that's where we're going to have the call to action that says, for more information, please visit and have your website. To learn more, please click here and have your URL. And that's when you say, you may be in this situation. Here's 7 ways that you can solve it. And that reader goes, wow, they're right. This is great information. But in 800 to 1,000 words, you're not going to give away the store, so they're going to want to contact you for more information. As the great Paul Harvey always used to say, for the rest of the story. So that's how the publicity comes in, and that's how you can get them then, the editors, to place your article by using that you tense and avoid the I's, we's, and me's in your article.
Paul Harvey also had some great advice for speakers. He said, don't change your speech, change your audience. So
Yes.
there's some wisdom there.
Yes.
So, and what's the name of your book?
The name of my book is Sell Yourself Without Saying a Word. Uh,
So it details this whole process about there's first an approach to the editors, and then when they ask, yes, then the article's provided. So it's not a shotgun approach. It's a very targeted approach, and that's why it gets the success it does. And um, Russell, why don't I let you speak to it? That people say, oh, well, not as many printed publications anymore. A lot's gone digital. That's been a boon for your business, hasn't it?
It's been great. It used to be that we weren't able to show results for our clients for several months. Most editors work 60 to 90 days out. So an article we would pitch out in May, we wouldn't expect to see it in print until July or August. But these days we can pitch out an article on Tuesday and have it in an e-zine or on a website on Thursday. And so, it's great. So we can start sending links to our clients within a week or two of their article placements. Now, we still obviously get them in print, so it's nice that we can then still send placements to our clients, several months later when it is in print. But then again, of course, the print edition has the digital archive, so we're still sending PDFs and links when it's online several months later. But these days we are sending results to our clients a lot faster, which is phenomenal for your organic SEO. You've got all of these associations that are using your article, and everything ends because it's got your link and your URL at the end of the article. So they're placing it online, and that's all pointing back to your website. So, whether you've been in business for 2 years, 2 months, or 20 years, it is phenomenal SEO back to your website. So, if you're launching a new website or, a new book, or just want to, continue to stay ahead of the competition, it's a phenomenal way to do that because you've got all these creditable websites now pointing back to your website. So phenomenal boost in SEO.
Well, let's talk about how you make it rain for your agency. I know you didn't found the agency, you bought it, and you wanted to
Yes.
have a system that would produce clients predictably on a regular basis, and you've done that through the years. But Talk about how has the book helped you get clients, article writing, practicing what you preach. How has that helped you get clients?
Yeah, well, that is just it. Yeah, I did purchase the agency. We were founded by Pam Lontos, a speaker and an author in her own right. And we are an agency that practices what we preach. I'm actually about ready to pitch out an article on my own behalf. I've come up with one that is compares publicity to fantasy football. We're kicking off football season. The draft is coming up. And so I'm comparing publicity to fantasy football, how the draft is like your target market, how you have to, do your research and rank your players, and how that's like your target market. You have to know who your target market is, where they are. That doesn't mean you ignore your other markets. You don't want to discount any markets, but you want to know who your target market is and go for the low hanging fruit first. How your playbook is like your content. You want to manage your lineup and know where your strengths are. And that's kind of like your content, that you want to put out a message that they want to hear. It's not about what you want to tell them, but you've got to put it in a format that they want to hear it in so you can draw them back to you. And then, of course, you've got your statistics that carries you throughout the season that you've got to put in the work. There's lots of apps out there that you can manage your fantasy football team with, but you've still got to enter all the statistics into the app. And that's like doing the pitching and the tracking and the follow-up, how you've got to go out there and contact the editors and then do the follow-up with them. And it always amazes me that, even though I make, at least three, if not four or five touch points with an editor over a particular article. Did you get the article? Do you like the article? Have you printed the article? Can I get the link to the article? And yet I will be working with the next article for the client and pitching it out, and then all of a sudden the editor will come back and say, oh, by the way, did I ever send you the placement to that last article? And I have to be nice and say, of course, no, don't worry about it, because I want them to keep using the articles. So and then of
Well,
course,
that's a perfect metaphor. I think you gave a perfect metaphor and all that. I see we're out of time. Is there
oh,
anything you want to add before we go, Russell?
um, just feel free to contact me at prpr.net. I love giving complimentary consultations.
There you go. That's another way to make it rain, is to be relentlessly helpful, and you certainly are, Russell. Thank you for
Pleasure.
your time today. Look forward to talking to you again. And until next time, make it rain.